Hey everybody, it's Hans here with Anglers Covey, and welcome back to our Bug of the Month tying segment. So our Bug of the Month is ants. We're going to go over how to tie Brian Hilbert's sunken ant. This is a great pattern. We're going to tie it on a heavy wire hook. That's going to give it the sink that we need, but not too much. Let's get into it.
Alright, so we're going to tie the sunken ant here. So in the vise we've got a 2457 in a size 16. You can see I kind of have the hook eye angled down. That's because I want to be able to access the rear of this hook shank here. So I'm going to start out with some rusty brown 140 denier Danville. Whatever rusty brown and about 140 denier is going to work good. We just want this little thicker thread because it's going to help build up the rear end of this ant a little quicker. We'll get our thread started on the back here, trim off the tag, and ants have what I might say a lot of junk in the trunk. So we're going to build up a bulbous little rear end on this guy. So you can see you may not be able to see in the camera there, but I'm spinning my bobbin counterclockwise to help flatten out my thread. That way I can make this nice and smooth. We're really just looking to try to make a ball here at the end of this. Nice pronounced ball. If your thread falls off, that's alright. You can unwind a couple wraps and pick back up. Okay, that's good there. I'm going to flatten out my hook shank now and throw in a little whip finish here. We're going to change thread colors. Okay, now I've got some A-dot uni thread in black here. We're going to start this right up behind the hook eye here, lay down a little thread base, trim off our tag, and then we're going to add the legs. These are daddy long legs, a super micro thin rubber leg material. I've got 3 strands here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to do X wraps to secure these right in the middle of the hook shank here. Okay, so I don't want to lay down too much thread because I want to make sure I have those distinguished front and rear segments. So once I have my thread there, I'm going to pull those rubber legs up under my thread and then twist them, and I'll put a thread wrap on. Basically going to be doing X wraps here. Okay, so behind the nearest set of legs and in front of the far ones, and then the opposite direction, in front of the near ones, behind the far ones. A couple series of these will lock those in nice and tight. Okay, that's going to be perfect. And then we'll walk our thread forward. Now we're going to build up that bulbous head. Now sometimes these legs can be a pain and get in the way, so I'm going to go ahead and trim them. I just pull all 6 rearward. I'm going to cut them about the length of the shank of the hook. So I just rest my scissors on the back of the hook here. Make sure you're not stretching or they'll be really short. So I'm going to pull, loosen a little bit, and then trim there. That'll be great for length and make it a lot easier to finish this guy. So now I'm going to start building that head. Walk that thread forward and backwards to create another ball up here is what we're going to do. So we have those very 2 distinct segments, the brown in the rear and the black up at the head of the fly here, and this is really going to give you that ant look. Okay, I'm going to flatten out my thread again, so I spin my bobbin counterclockwise. Help try to keep this nice and smooth. Just keep laying down that thread base. We're using this 2457 hook because it's a heavy wire hook, so that's what's going to allow this thing to sink. Okay, once we have a nice ball up at the head like you see there, I'm going to go ahead and whip finish again right behind the hook eye. And trim off my thread. And then all we need to do is finish this with some head cement of some sort. So I really do like the bone dry UV resin. I forgot to bring it with me today though, so what we're going to use instead is this Loon Soft Head. It's basically like a liquid latex, and that'll work out great for getting this thing finished too. We really just want to cover those thread wraps, make this fly a lot more durable. I'm just going to take some of this and cover that thread with it. Perfect. And then we're just going to let that guy dry. And that is Hilbert's Sunken Ant. Really easy pattern to tie.
Alright, so that's Hilbert's Sunken Ant. This is a great pattern. You can fish it anywhere under the water column on a nymph rig or on a dry dropper, and in a lot of different colors too. My favorite is going to be the black and the brown that we did here, but you could tie them in all black or black with a red butt or all red. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments below and we'll get to them as best we can. We'll see you on the next one.